All right, we are back live. AMG Franchise Focus, episode 1. Might not have looked too good on that first go around. Trying to figure some things out. Yeah, we had a transition kind of go loose. Computer got a little crazy. But we got it all figured out here. It looks like the New York Jets are down 14-0, Serp. A little disappointing to start 4 minutes into the first quarter. Down 14-0.
Yeah, you know, I didn't. I knew.
Why'd you have to pause? You know, we're having technical difficulties. I'm thinking, oh, great. Now Serp can't hear me.
Well, I just like to keep you on your toes. But I mean, anyway, what I was going to say is the Jets, I wanted them to be running against that kind of softer Colts defensive line and not take so many risks passing because Wilson hasn't done, you know, all that well this season as so far. He's had some really good games, but he's really inconsistent yet, being young and, you know, kind of new to the NFL.
That's the AMG, and here goes the first point to the board. They're up, and bueno, that's a field goal in motion here for the New York Jets. They finally get, you know, we just had to put them on stream, and now everything's going to be right with the ship. You're watching the New York Jets here on AMG All Madden Gaming TV, and we're following the New York Jets this entire cycle. It should be a good one. We're going to get an opportunity to check out the defensive side of the ball here in just a second. Geez, T-Jax just turns on all the audio settings of the crowd, I guess. He's got the stadium sound on. He's got the player sound on. He's got the fan sound, crowd sound off. What's going on, Slamfist? And here we go. The New York Jets down 11 points against a highly favorited Indianapolis Colts team. We expect a lot for them to continue this season because the ground and pound for the Indianapolis Colts just does a lot for this team.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they've got Jonathan Taylor, and he's sitting at, I think he's in the top 2 or 3 individuals at this point in the season for MVP and Offensive Player of the Year. So he's definitely no scrub.
And barely getting this playoff. Hand out to the left side. There's JT28 as he gets down. Shout out to Victor Creed 320. He's online. It's about to get rocking and rolling here. Let's take a little look at the defensive side of the ball here for the New York Jets. It's not a bad look. Left end, you got Franklin Myers, Quinnen Williams, the nose tackle up front. We all know about him. Carl Lawson, the former Cincinnati Bengal. Now you have C.J. Mosley, Gerard Davis, former Detroit Lion, the very fast Blake Cashman, and Conley, Hall, Davis, and the big-time hit sticker. And that will be Marcus May.
Yeah, I mean, I like their defensive line. I mean, they're a little bit younger there. I think they need help in a couple of positions. I mean, you've got, like you mentioned, Williams is amazing. Their linebackers kind of getting the better ones are getting a little bit older, so they might be looking kind of someplace there, but definitely still in the game and able to take the ball away from some offenses.
And let me know how it looks and sounds in the chat, guys. Here we go. I formation here for the Indianapolis Colts, 14-3. You look at, when I see all this bunch right here, I'm just thinking, is this going to be JT to the outside? We'll find out here in just a second.
Right, yeah, dangerous. I would be shifting and making sure that I keep the strong side of anything covered with JT in the backfield.
Yeah, there's an accept. On that penalty there, it's going to push the Colts back once again, now to 2nd and 17. Now, what I was saying, sir, if you can see on the screen, I mean, I don't like when you got 2 receivers here. You got 1, 2. And you got your tight end sitting here tight. I know you want to play the strong side. You got a lot of blockers over here, but I'm worried about this counter back outside. I think that's when you get safeties and linebackers taking bad approach angles there in open field, and that's where Jonathan Taylor could be really dangerous. So don't always fall for the heavy side because there could be a counter back, and you know how explosive JT28 is.
Absolutely.
What's your prediction for this game? 14-3. The New York Jets, obviously. I'm going to try not to say obviously anymore. 14-3. Jets down 11. Not really mentioned in the same breath as the Indianapolis Colts, and that's, Jets broadcasting here. We're trying to be favorable to our New York Jets, but it hasn't been a great season for us. We're sitting at 2-5. Luckily, the Patriots have had it worse. They're sitting at 1-8, and the Buffalo Bills are on a little bit of a skid at 4-4 with the Dolphins 6-3 leading this AFC East. It's going to be a competitive division. It's going to be tough for the New York Jets, as much as it pains me to say this, for them to really compete in the next season, maybe 2.
Yeah, I think it's going to take the Jets a season or two. I think that's fair to say. I think the Colts can do it this season. Good defense there. I think the Colts can do it this season. I mean, they're fighting right now for a wild card. They're kind of on the bottom of the division, the number 7 seed there. But the Jets, I think it's going to take them a season or two. They're not going to be really in there. But with Jonathan Taylor and Carson Wentz throwing the way that he is for the Colts, I mean, Carson Wentz has been playing lights out pretty much every game of this season, and on top of that, you got Jonathan Taylor, who's just giving them all the time in the world and setting up them play actions, and it's pretty dangerous in Indianapolis.
All right, let me know how it looks and sounds in the chat. Appreciate everybody checking us out. Quibble, Draco, Dark Brawler, yes, we are back live. Another shotgun formation. Seems like the Jets have stayed on offense this entire time. We're going to take a glance at their offense here after this 1st and 10. That should have been, the Jets are finally on offense. We haven't had an opportunity to see them offensively. We clocked in right when they were kicking that field goal, sir. Who on this offense do you really like? We're going to put the offensive graphic up there, and I'll read them out here. You got Zach Wilson at the quarterback position, wide receiver Corey Davis, another absolute stud or potential stud for this team. Tyler Kroft, the tight end. And then offensive line, Mekhi Beckham, Vera Tucker, McGovern, Feeney, and Moses. Anybody on this is kind of you look at and you go, okay, that's their guy.
Well, I think early on in the season, especially, and he's still got some pretty youth to him. I think Crowder is actually kind of the man right now, and they should be looking for him on a lot of the passing downs.
Here's an empty backfield here, 86. Watch, it's like Griffin, the tight end. He's not going to get open looking. Here comes the pressure underneath on a little slant there on the left side. Number 8 not making a play. Zach Wilson, 4 for 9, 44 yards, and we saw the interception on that first play. First play to start the game, a little screen, and it ended up not looking too great for our New York Jets, but they're going to find themselves here 3rd and 11. Big third down to pick up. Let's see if they can get it going. Rolling. Right side dead at center pocket. Looking. There's a corner route. When in doubt, and Wilson can't hold on to the ball. It's going to be punting the time for the New York Jets.
Yeah, Griffin I think he should have held on to that one. I think that was a solid first down right there, and that's definitely a drop. And that's those are the plays that even though you're not really putting points on the team for the other team on the board, but I mean that's a morale breaker right there.
Absolutely, and there's the Indianapolis Colts trying to go up more than 2 scores here. Up 11. We're up 14-0. Started the game off with the interception. We talked about that. Zach Wilson has to get those throws under control. Those little quick reads when you're throwing to the flat or you're throwing a screen serve, you have to know where you need the defense to be to make those plays successful. If not, you need to check out of it, and that's what you'll get from a veteran quarterback. Maybe not so much here with Zach Wilson. That's poor tackling in the open field, and down to the 34-yard line is Pittman. He's been a beast here for the Colts.
Yeah, Pittman is definitely, there's really not much needed to be said about him. They've got a solid tight end in Pittman. Now going back to the Jets, I think, now that we mentioned it, that's one of the absolute number 1 positions that I hope the Jets are going to be looking for this offseason. I mean, they've got Kroft and Griffin, 28, 31 years old, not really high caliber guys. They get a tight end on that field, along with Corey Davis and even Jamison Crowder for another year or two. I think they open up a whole new world.
Absolutely. You look at that tight end position, as you said it. We saw Griffin on that last play on that deep corner. Could not hold on to the ball under minimal contact. There's a little whip to the flat right there. Finds his man. JT, the great 2-8, down to the 5-yard line. That's the 6-yard line. 2 for 4, 54 yards. Carson Wentz has looked pretty good this season. Obviously, when you have a running game like the Indianapolis Colts have, a lot of quarterbacks would look good under center.
Yeah, you could take any number of quarterbacks and give them that run game and have them open it wide open.
There's a play action trying to use that run game to help benefit them here, and that's a bad tackle in open field. Finds his man. There's Pittman once again, juking Hadouken into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis Colts. This might be a rout today. Colts at home. You see the big blue. Taking on the New York Jets. Jets, Jets. We've only seen a field goal so far. Colts about to go up 21-3 pending this extra point. It's sound the horn alert time for the New York Jets. You got to score on this next drive.
You absolutely have to score. And after, I would tell you, I was kind of on the Jets side too. That's the franchise-focused team. That's who I'm kind of rooting for. But after I seen that tackling on Pittman's way to the end zone, my heart kind of sunk in my chest right there on that one. That didn't look good.
That could be other things, man. We're worried about you. It would definitely not just be this game. And this, I'm telling you, it's something bigger than that. Shout out to our man Service. He's headed to the local emergency room here.
Well, we got to play the game for after the game.
He's a trooper.
Yeah, soldier.
So don't have any excuses in the league.
Showboating and hot dogging.
There's a hand up there to the left side, Carter. We talked about Corey Davis. We talked about Wilson. Michael Carter there, 5 carries, 19 yards. What's he going to give you in the backfield here, number 32 for the New York Jets?
Well, this is what I wanted the Jets to do. I want the Jets to run the ball. They're not passing it well. They haven't been passing it well all game. They probably realize that they haven't been passing it the game. And they've got Carter in the backfield. And the Colts, besides Buckner, have a pretty soft defense against the run game. And it's just, I mean, he's not getting the attempts that I think that could really open up the pass game a little bit more for the Jets.
Here we go, 2nd and 10 for our New York Jets. We'll put the offense on the screen one more time. Zach Wilson, obviously El Capitan at the quarterback position. Then you look at Corey Davis, Elijah Moore. I like Denzel Mims in previous AMG cycles. I don't know about this one. There's a dangerous pass looking for the tight end. They're relying on him quite a bit. 4 for 11, 44 yards in the INT for Wilson. Man, that is a dud rating on Bleacher Report.
Yeah, I would really like to give the Jets a call right now if I had them on the phone, because their last large plays in the passing game have all gone to probably the worst receiver they have on their team in Griffin. I mean, he is probably he's a decent player. I mean, in the blocking game or as a tight end 2 or 3, but he's probably the least capable receiver on the team, and they keep targeting him.
Yeah, it looks like Zach Wilson was trying to make something happen there on 3rd down. Maybe doing a little too much, sir. Trying to get it all back in one play. Yeah. Establish the run game. I mean, it was the beginning of the second quarter before he really started, doing it in the bed, and it's just kind of they're just kind of getting worse. What the heck did you just say? What you talking about? I let my ears wander into the living room for a second. Got some food.
Yeah, no, keep him here. Keep him here.
Man, what the heck are you talking about? That's a 2-minute warning, guys. New York Jets, episode 1. Franchise focus. If he would have been past the 50-yard line, I would have told, if I was that offensive coordinator for the Jets on that last drive, I think it was time to go for it. Down 21-3 early on. You need some momentum.
Yeah, you need some morale boosters. You need some momentum. You need to quiet the crowd down a little bit in Indianapolis. I mean, everything is working against the Jets right now, especially themselves.
A lot of crosser action here for the Indianapolis Colts. So if I'm the New York Jets on the defensive side of the ball, I'm looking at these edge blitzes, coming off the edge. If it seems like everything's going across the field, you're getting one probably shallow cross, intermediate cross, and then you get that deep cross on the same side of the field. We saw it out of I formation earlier as well. So that's something you got to look to defend against, because those are those big plays. If you're trying to climb your way back into this game, you can't allow them to flip the field on one big play.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, from seeing the Colts, some of the games this season that I've seen so far, I think their entire passing playbook is play action minus 3 or 4 plays. So you got to be aware of that.
And right on cue, that's not a play action play right there. So how many did you say? 4?
I said there's probably 3 or 4 maybe in there that's not play action. The rest
he
is
just ran
run.
one.
They come out in heavy. They come out in heavy formations.
Yeah, they make you respect the run, then they try to beat you over the top.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what is the song? Get the hell off of here. Once again, back to Pittman on that play. That's a catch, 2nd and inches. This is going to be a handoff to Jonathan Taylor. Gotta be.
He's so agile, and just his change of direction is just absurd. It's very difficult to stop. Even if you have a solid defense and you're calling all the right plays, he can still pick up 3, 4, 5 yards easily.
Yeah, he's just very light on his feet. There's a bad throw back shoulder, but Pittman adjusts. He seems to be the favorable receiver here for the Indianapolis Colts. So both teams trying to get their tight ends involved. Indianapolis Colts just having a lot more success at it.
Absolutely. I mean, the Indianapolis Colts in Pittman is 1,000 times better than what the Jets are targeting. So I mean, they've got Pittman. Pittman is solid. 23 years old. 6'4", athletic guys. Catching and ups are just phenomenal for his age, and only being 1 year in the AMG. And the Jets are throwing to somebody that's really shouldn't even be a tight end one.
And that's Wilson.
Well, that's Griffin, right? Wilson's throwing to Griffin, the tight end. And Griffin is, meh at best.
There's another touchdown, 28-3. It's getting real lonely here in New York. The Jets are just not looking good. Sitting at 2-5 on the season, the Indianapolis Colts have been successful because of Jonathan Taylor, the 2-8, the great. And Carson Wentz has done a great job managing this game and being able to make that big throw as the Colts sit at 5-3 on the season in a very tough AFC South, where you have the Tennessee Titans at 5-3, knotted up with the Indianapolis Colts, and the Jags sitting atop at 7-1.
Yeah, I'd like to say it's not impossible, and for any other team that might have had a chance, it may have been. But right now, I think if you're some of the players that you put it, and you're going to be some of the starting, and you're not going to be playing anymore, take your uniform off, go in the stands, grab a couple beers and some dogs or something. You know what I mean? Watch the rest of the game, because I think this one's kind of wrapped up.
Here we go, 20 seconds left in the second quarter. There's Griffin right on cue. He's going to flip the field down to the 46-yard line. Now, if you're the New York Jets here, down 28-3, that's 25-point deficit, 18 seconds left. You got one timeout. Is this the part of the field where you're taking your first shot into the end zone and try to see if you can steal some points before half?
If I'm the Jets right now, I'm trying to throw it just into field goal range for the first throw, see if I can get out of bounds and take it from there, because I want to get at least 3 more points on the board before I go into half to make me feel like I still got somewhat of a chance.
Looks like man coverage. It is man coverage. Angle route deflected. Xavier Rhodes is a former Minnesota Viking. Oh, man, this game is not looking good. Luckily for the Jets on that drive, at least, it's about the end of the half.
Well, I just hope that the open field tackling for the Jets kind of comes to life here, or does something, because this I wouldn't put it past with 12 seconds left and 2 timeouts that they couldn't put some more points on the board to make this at least 31 going into the half.
Here goes the New York Jets, a struggling franchise that we will be following throughout this cycle. What's going on, JB? Oh, there's it underneath. Gonna find his man. Doing what you thought the Jets should have done on that last possession. Find somebody underneath. See if you can get a field goal range. Looks like the Colts have accomplished that on one throw.
Ooh, that's pretty far, and they only got 5 seconds. So I don't know if they might have to take a shot.
It'd be about a 58-yard field goal.
I think if they could get a really quick out, under 5 seconds, that's tough. I mean, if they do it, good on them, but that's tough. They only need about 3-4 yards.
Wow, win for it all right there. You got to wonder what Carson Wentz was thinking. I think a couple seconds came off the clock, and he realized I'm committed to this throw being the last throw of the half.
Yeah, I mean, they ended up with kind of a one-on-one matchup, and you know, if that throw would have been more to the inside and it could have had a chance to be a 50-50 ball, but yeah, that was definitely just kind of a shot to the end zone for since they couldn't do the field goal.
Yeah, if it goes 35-3, we're off the air here with the New York Jets. We don't embarrass our teams here. We gotta get out of Dodge quickly.
I think at this point too, if you're the Jets, you have to realize that the Indianapolis Colts are going to be screaming. They're going to cut. The defense is going to come in there screaming on pass rushes every single play. So they might have to block an extra guy or whatever it might take. Block that tight end. Block that tight end. Don't even let him run routes. Just block him, and that way you've only got 3 decent receivers out there on the field to throw to.
And that tight end he's talking about is Griffin, who's the leading target getter here in this Week 9 action. Excuse me, is it Week 9? Yeah, Week 9 action here. Indianapolis Colts taking on the New York Jets. Here in Indy, there's a quick throw to the flat. Can't hold on to the ball. Back to Pittman, who's been an absolute beast today. And where's this Jets defense? We're going to put them on the screen right now because the Jets defense has to show up here. We need to see a little bit more. We need to see something on the backside. Cashman, Mosley, Conley, Marcus May. We need to see a play get made here. And we need to see the ball get put on the ground. Give this offense a little boost because they're struggling to put points on the board.
Yeah, I like the defense. I mean, I like Cashman, actually. Younger guy, you know what I mean? Not necessarily the best person on the league, but really athletic, very fast for his position. So, and Mosley, of course, you know, they've got the pieces to make a play on defense. I think the defensive coordinator just needs to just say, look, it's 28-3. I mean, just send it. Just send it. Send it.
There you go, send the cover 0, and JT's able to get right out to the flat. You have to wonder why those backs are on contain over there on that play. I would audible out of that because I don't want to see nothing of contain, and that was just too easy. That's just a halfback running to the flat and a linebacker sitting in the box, Serp, that you're asking to cover a lot of ground and stop him from gaining 2 yards. That's just not going to happen.
Yeah, not going to happen. But I guess you know, you could see the Jets they're trying to send some heat. They're trying to send a little bit of pressure just because they know the only way that they're going to get back in this is if the Colts really make a mistake. And the only way that they're going to make them do that, as you can see throughout this game, I mean, without the heat on them, they're just super accurate, super methodical, and a lot of the plays are just right on cue. So they're going to have to send 5, 6, you know, maybe more. To try to get some sort of mess up on the Colts side.
There's a counter I was worried about earlier, but it doesn't seem to be too much of an issue here. Maybe not a counter, but it was kind of a weak side run, or he just cut it back that way. That was a nice job by Jonathan Taylor trying to get outside, and that was an even better job by the defensive line, Quinnen Williams especially, finding himself back into play.
Yeah, that was a solid stop right there by the defensive line. And I'll tell you, if we can get a turnover on downs here and see a 10-28 game sort of earlier in the third, I mean, I'm starting to, you know what I mean? You maybe got 10%, 15% chance of coming back. At least you're not 0 or 1 or 2.
Are we at the time of the percents there? That might be a hit on the quarterback late. Roughing the passer. That's got to hurt the gangrene right now because you just can't make that kind of mental mistake, especially on a 3rd and 6 where it looks like you're about to actually get a stop for your offense.
Yeah, that's defense morale -10 entire squad right there. Everybody gets -10 with that play because they were in a position to actually get the ball back on offense and give them some hope, and they just kind of just stepped on it, stepped in it.
It is 28-3. A lot of people put in the chat, you know, that 28-3, Zach Wilson could pull a Tom Brady. I don't know if I see that happening, Quibble. I'd like to think that it could, but my delusions don't go that far. They go pretty far, too. There's a play action crossing, looking, middle of the field, wide open, finds his man Paris Campbell. Can't tackle that, can't tackle this, down to the 16-yard line.
Oof.
If I'm focusing on one thing in practice in this upcoming week, if I'm the New York Jets, defensive coordinator, defensive coach, what are we talking about, sir?
Open field tackling for show.
Look at this move. I mean, that's your other safety there. just not coming up with a play. You like to see Marcus May in those situations. There's an RPO not needed to the outside. That's great speed and acceleration. 3-7 brings down Jonathan Taylor. I thought that was a house call for JT28.
Yeah, I did too. So when I seen Hall shoot over there and grab him, it was a good save by Hall, but I think not the best play call to begin with defensively.
There's JT up the middle.
If I'm down here, if I'm down here and I know they're going to be pounding JT down my throat and running the clock, I'm in the bear or the 4-3.
Oh my God! I can't let this continue. Wow, sir.
Yeah, you got a pause symbol in it, like a pause GIF or something in there.
All right, so what?
You should probably get one of those made up. We're gonna need a pause.
Oh, there's the RPO to the outside. You just got to get there. Open field tackling seems to be okay there as down goes Pittman. 2nd and goal.
Okay. There's a little life there in the defense. I like the tackle. I like the wrap up. Solid.
I better hope 35-3 we're off the air, sir.
Yeah, I mean I'm getting the what's the
What's the percent?
People that censor places. I think I'm getting a message anyway from the from the airwaves telling me that I got to calm it down.
No, you speaking the airwaves now too, huh?
Yeah. Well, my contract says I have to mention airwaves once per game.
Too easy, sir. Episode 1 of this. What do you think? Do the Jets have, is it next year? Is it building? Who did you like today? Who didn't you like? Did you like anything?
I didn't like Griffin. I like the run game. I like the Jets. I think if they add another piece to their offensive line, they work on the run game and they get themselves a tight end. I think we're talking on offense. I think we're getting somewhere, and it gives Wilson a little bit, a season to get it together and get in the groove. And I think next season they do that, and I think they're multiplying their offensive probabilities by at least double. Mm-hmm. They're doubling by 2.
I like what you're laying down. What I like today was Quinnen Williams. Nose tackle. I thought he did a lot of stuff up front that goes unnoticed. I want to see more Marcus May. What I didn't like today was the first read throws or hesitancy from Zach Wilson. Wilson did not look good today at all. At one point he was 4-15. He had 44 yards, and he had been sitting on those 44 yards for at least 2 possessions now. I like this team. I think the defense is a lot faster than what they showed today. There's a lot of speed on that defensive side of the ball. This was just not a really good matchup. Didn't see any Denzel Mims. Didn't see any really wide receiver at all. All the throws are pretty much to the halfback. But here goes Michael Carter again. I think there's something there with this offensive line, run blocking. Got to develop that, establish that, and then start using the play action. We'll see you next time, though. Episode 2. Final words from Serb. Go ahead and hit it.
I'm out, man. That's all I got, bro. Have a good night.
And that's it. We're gone. Enjoy the rest of the show because it's over. Beach, what we call the slum. The young if you steppin', they catch murder ones. I'm out upon beach, what we call the slum. The young if you steppin', they catch murder ones. Some of the hoopers, they die from a gun. Some of the shooters, they die cause of trust. I'm stuck in the world, I don't know who to trust. Oh baby, baby, I just feel like the one. I hate it, baby, who done been through enough.